What's happening, y'all? Back at you with another blog. Another blog. Things are what they are, right? Stuff is weird. Can't have it any other way. Can't have it any other way. So I'm gonna start this off by contradicting myself by telling you I'm not gonna keep too much of your time. And every time I say that, I ended up keeping or speaking longer than I thought I would or whatever. But let's see how this goes. Hopefully all of y'all are doing well. Hopefully things are okay, and if not, then you find swift resolve towards your wellness overall. This DeFi thing right here is just, man, there's just so much taking place. It's hard to keep track. Could lose focus very easily. And a lot of times, I try to be conscious. I try to be conscious of what I'm talking about. Because you never know who's listening. You never know who's going to pay attention, who's going to basically act on what you're talking about. You never know. So I keep that in mind. I keep that in mind when I create content. But that's just me. Doesn't make me special. I just hold myself as responsible and accountable. You know, this year, this year alone, we're coming to a close, right? Another 16, 17 days or so, whatever, less than 3 weeks. We're entering a new year. 2024 is right around the corner. What could you say that you've learned so far? Just with this year alone in DeFi. What have you learned? I mean, more so than ever, I've learned that it's not about what anybody else thinks. It's about what you think and what you're going to do, and being settled and fine with that. Just making decisions according to what fits your needs and take it from there. Because the reason why I say that is because this is just what it is. It's what it's been and what it will continue to be. It's you making your decisions with whatever you want to do, especially with crypto, person to person, not people to people, in a sense where you have a group of people watching you making transactions. It's you who decides what to buy, what to sell, what to hold, what to trade, what to mine, what to do, whatever, stake, create, launch, whatever. It's always up to you. It's up to you, period. The reason why I'm saying these things is because, you know, it shouldn't come as a surprise that people who once were staunch advocates and mouthpieces for Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X have since abandoned ship altogether, publicly. And then some who will say, oh no, they still remain true to those tokens, but they've also are not expressing, are not supporting those tokens because they've since gone on to do other things and talk about other projects and talk about other coins and et cetera, et cetera. But see, these are characteristics of people to show you how complicated things can be, right? They move away from what works or what can be very simple, and it becomes something morphed into complete confusion, chaos, and complication, in a sense, because human beings are complicated. This is what you got to understand. This is what you got to understand. When you have people in the beginning who were early, they were early in these projects. And when I say these projects, Ethereum, but more so Hex. Sometimes I like to also refer to the past as far as make historical references. So we're gonna, when I talk, I'm talking from the perspective of dealing with these coins in this ecosystem, right? You got people who, I don't know if it's about being bored, right? I don't know if it's about just having a deep animosity within themselves towards the founder, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a lack of understanding, a lack of discipline, a lack of conviction. I don't know what it could be. People are going through, everyone has a story. You go through their own personal stuff, personal problems or whatever. And to just completely dismiss what got them to be rich in many cases, or completely dismiss what crypto really is. Forget about getting rich, because a lot of people are not rich. Some have, some are, many aren't. And within this space, because a lot of people caught wind of what was going on with Hex in 2021. Some people would say that was like one of the worst times you could have caught wind. But it's about perspective. And why I say it could have been one of the worst times, because prices were raging. Right? So people threw their house, right? They threw everything they had at this thing and bought the top, and then price just dipped tremendously all the way to where it is right now, 2 years later. And so for folks who had the mindset of just making a quick flip, i.e. trading, oh, you in pain, you're angry. Folks are outright just publicly saying things like, yo, sacrifice was the worst thing they've ever done. It's their right to do that. It's their right to feel that way. It's their right to say that I hear you. Because from a simple perspective of hoping and wishing that something were to turn around, and we didn't get to that point yet. In fact, everything is below sacrifice price. So yeah, I could understand that. I could understand the pain. I could understand the disappointment. I could understand all of that. Because that's about being real. But then when you take that energy and you transform it into, okay, you're gonna do something else, like take another chance or another gamble elsewhere, and then defecate on what's been working, what's been proven to work. You can't control market activity, right? You can't control what people are going to do. You can only control what you do and how you respond to certain things. When you just pretend like everything else that you got into as far as the ecosystem is just zero, it's nothing anymore, and some new stuff that you got, because there's plenty of new stuff to choose from now, more than you can count. Plenty. You saying that those things are better, and those things that you're saying are new are really iterations of something else. It's just, you gotta be real in that sense too, and say you're just simply gambling. You're just gambling. You're throwing anything at anything, hoping something could stick. Just, right? The audience, I think, in my limited scope, in my limitations, my finite mind, would appreciate you being real on both sides of the token, on both sides of the coin. Right? If I were to say straight up, listen, man, this is I'm a degen, This is what I do. I'm letting you know. Crypto's a solo sport. Shout out to Stunner Breezy, because that is the truth. I told that guy a couple years ago, not like directly, but I've said it on stream. Listen, you need to trademark that phrase, because that's another pillar that you should add to no admin keys, right? Immutability, all this stuff with the principles of crypto, right? What makes you successful? That also needs to be highlighted and etched in everybody's brain in the space. In this risky, volatile market, crypto's a solo sport. It's you that make the decision. Whatever anybody else do, they want to change and do it, that's on them. But my thing is when you pretend to be something that you're not, it's an all-around bad look. All-around bad look. Look crazy. You look crazy. If you were just on the level right up front, because it's like people barely know who they are. People barely know what their purpose is in life. People, they move around, they live life with no fulfillment, no inner fulfillment, no meaning, no whatsoever. This is why you have folks who could just change their trajectory as the wind blows. They just go where everything flows, because they have no strong footing on who they are as a person, what they want, what provides meaning, what do they have in life that's worth living for, right? So you're going to create content based on having no real foundation on anything except maybe guessing on, let me just build popularity and see where that goes. You start from there, right? That's not even strengthened, because while you're building your popularity, building your channel, building your following, building whatever you're building, you're talking gibberish, because your gibberish has no legs to stand on. If you were to just say, at least while you're talking gibberish, that you're sinister in everything that you're doing, then people have to respect it. Doesn't mean they have to accept it, they'll have to respect it, because at least you're standing on your wicked deeds, your wicked nature. You're not, and if you're a flip-flopper, if you're contradiction, if all you do is be a hypocrite, right? That would have to be respected. In other words, a tiger can't change its stripes. It's a tiger. Respect the snake for slithering and doing what a snake does, right? These people here can't do that. They don't want to do that, because they want to continuously conjure up different ways to fool the people who are listening to them, so that they can continuously get their pockets lined up, so that they can continuously take the money away from people. This is what I've seen all throughout this year, strong, if not more. Previous years too, but this year specifically, within this circle, this enclave, we call RH ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. I've seen that show its face so clear, so obvious. It's not even funny. And people are just brazen about it. They're just like, yo, I don't care. Geronimo, you only live life once. YOLO. I'm jumping, aping into everything. Bro, you were once a devout, staunch believer in Hex. What happened? Oh, you gotta, update your worldview. They flip it now, right? Right? The same tenets and whatever principles that they were taught by somebody who was much more successful in crypto than they are. They use that to flip and justify jumping ship and doing other things. It's funny how people of color, shout out to everybody who everybody in the world and all that stuff, because I don't embrace, prejudice and ignorance. It's funny though how people of color who keep it real and say things aligning with what's supposed to be factual, what's supposed to be truthful, dismissing shenanigans and lies. The truth is not celebrated when it comes from a black mouth or a Hispanic mouth or a person of color who's non-white. It's crazy. And then when a white person says the same thing, Oh, it's oh sure. You get all types of favor, you get all types of popularity, all likes through the roof, share, 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 share. But these things were already being said by folks who just want to connect to something that's good, that may not look like you, but necessarily we might have the same ideals. We bleed the same type stuff, but you still find seeds of poison and racism riddled throughout life. You're rest assured going to find it in crypto too, and especially in DeFi. Don't smile and wear a hex shirt or a hat and tell me you don't have some type of internal hatred for people who don't look like you. Because what you might present, the truth still comes out. It shows through the subtleties. When you're telling people to not talk, just dance, make me laugh, like a person's your pet, like they're your jigaboo, you don't need to say anything more. Stop pretending. Stop pretending. And then folks would also try to justify their stance, because this is not about anything, whatever. But folks will try to introduce religion, right? Because this is that thing, that mindset, that this connecting, this hive, right? Tribe, connect. You got to collect. You got to introduce religion into this. No. This is where it becomes something somewhat fanatical to justify their craziness as well. You find that here. That's why a lot of people don't feel like they could or would want to be a part of this so-called community, because you're watching certain things take place. You're like, nah, this doesn't fit for my scope and what I do. Because when people talk about onboarding, you got to cover all types of bases. You even have to have the ugly conversations that folks don't want to have, such as that. How many people are in this? And if this is for everybody, you talk about different nationality, different creeds, different ethnicities, different demographics, all through this, or everything. And with that comes personal issues, cultural issues, social issues, political issues, differences. I mean, this is what we see in the broader scope outside of crypto. This is what we find. Differences that have lasted centuries old, where people spill blood, wars have been created, folks have died, right? Based on their differences of opinions. If you think you're not gonna find that in crypto, at least at minimum a benign level, to where someone, just because of the way you look, they don't want anything good for you. So they'll find ways to trick you, to brainwash you, right? They'll find ways to actually allow you to believe that you're saying something, but want to further or promote you becoming intellectually lazy, so you don't have to think critically for yourself, so that you don't have to challenge things that you see that may not jive well with you, and say, oh, no, don't rock the boat. Folks want to make money here by any means necessary. They don't care who they harm. They could care less who they harm. It's about serving their needs at all costs. When you think about Illuminati groups, private chats, and all this thing, and how many people and posts have been exposed about, certain individuals and stuff like that, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first thing? The first thing that comes to mind? The people who I've onboarded are just, they look at me and they cringe. They look at me as if I'm cringe, because they're like, yo, you see what these guys are doing? You see, this is what this is all about. Look at what's going on. Because you have nothing else but the internet to refer to. to learn about this. So they go on social media outlets, you know, Twitter, Telegram, such and such, and they see the ugliness out of the people, the vile, disgusting hatred and vitriol that people have towards one another, the real stuff, the real stuff. I'm a man of a certain age, so I know what all that's about and how to table that and control all that. And, you know, that doesn't, again, what people eat and believe doesn't make me defecate or shit. But not everyone has that type of control or wherewithal. They just are more, you know, they get affected differently by different things. People get angry real quick. People get frustrated real quick. People embrace ignorance. They allow their emotions to get out of control, and they could say whatever. And to me, I'm like, you're going to have idiots, regardless of whatever, you know, in life. This is what you're going to have. Folks who fearmonger, folks who are racist, folks who are just nationalistic in their viewpoints, and they're just wholly and emphatically selfish, greedy, wicked, and want nothing else better for you. Barely want anything for their own loved ones if they have any. What makes you think they care about the populace and the masses at large? This is why you find all these types of like contradictions within the space right here. That's the state and level and things of where we're at. But you know, again, everybody wants, not everybody, but you often hear kumbaya. And I've always said this, you know, you want everything to become kumbaya for people to get along and no drama and this and that. In this crypto thing, you're dealing with money. It brings the real, you know, if you want, listen, man, money doesn't change people. It only reveals who they are. That's it. It only reveals who you are. If you were a piece of shit of a person and then you come into money, guess what you're going to be? A highlighted piece of shit. Emphasize the highest degree of whatever, as long as that money lasts. Whatever. If you're a great person, saintly, you're noble, caring, and compassionate, this and that, what's money gonna do? Emphasize that, those qualities of nature, and be, you know, qualities of you, characteristics of who you are, right? You want kumbaya in crypto? We'll start with having kumbaya in the world. Look at the world. Look at the world conflicts and strife. You telling me there's kumbaya there? You telling me there's kumbaya here? Like, really? Really? Like, what fantasy? But this is the rules. This is the rules that people want you to buy into. This is what folks want you to believe. This is what they want you to accept. Oh no, there's no worldly conflicts taking place about different regions and different countries, different tribes, different etc. No, that doesn't exist. Just live in your world of fantasy. Live in your world of, you know, this Web3 alternate reality type stuff that we trying to force down your throat and give you promises so that you can believe that we have something that you need so you could buy into what we have, right? You keep buying into what we have and we giving you nothing back. Nothing back. Just continue to fantasize. Continue to embrace these lies and contradictions and hypocritic behavior from all these people in this community. Because that's where it's at. Once they have your mind, they have everything. What else are they gonna have? This is what we do. We attach ourselves to the internet. We discover this whole internet digital currency, all this type of stuff going on right here, right? We're not physically anywhere being told what to do, going anywhere. No, we're just attaching ourselves to this paradigm, trying to see and extract something of some type of value to help us in our daily lives, right? And if we're not careful, you get plugged into something that is completely harmful, unhealthy, and absolute and completely destructive. You're gonna get caught up and won't know how you got to that place at some point. It's gonna creep up on you by surprise, and you'll have nobody to really blame but yourself. We give these people power. by allowing them to fleece. It's not hard to really break down. It's not hard to break down. Everybody talking about Titan X. I don't know where Titan X is going to be 6 months from now, a year from now. Everyone talking about some Titan X, yo. Some of your favorite Hex people are talking about Titan X. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I'm watching. I'm watching. If you don't know that that's what's going on, you might be blessed. You might. Or you may lose out. We don't know. But when some of your favorite, again, when some of your favorite Hex people in Hex, are talking about other projects with a certain level of discernment and a certain level of emotion, like excitement, passion, conviction, you as a viewer, you as a listener, what do you think you would want to do? What do you think is going to happen? When just by uttering the word, and this is why I'm saying it, because you know everything is about responsibility for me. When you're creating content, everything is about responsibility. That's why folks they come out with these terms. Do your own research, not financial advice. You shouldn't put more than you could afford to lose, to avoid getting in trouble, to avoid being sued, things of that nature, right? But also, like, to keep it real, like I'm saying, is not to be cliche or to further that nonsense, that rhetoric, but it's just absolutely true, because crypto is a solo sport, right? I don't know how these things are going to unfold, but when you hear your favorite content creator jump out of the window and tell you, yo, Bottlecap token is the truth. We're going to get into Bottlecap X. Yo, you can stake, you can mine, you could dance, you could sing with this token. Low cap just came out, launched, this and that. 10,000X for Bottlecap. Oh man, I'm excited. Look at this chart. I'm so excited. That energy I'm transferring over to my listeners and my viewers. How do you think they're going to receive it? If you like what I'm saying, if you like me, you have some type of, you appreciate what I talk about, you're going to want to get in. You don't want to get in, because that's how this works. That's how this works. People click up, they go in the background, devise a plan. Hey, we're going to jump into something right here about we about to create, because this is going to be like this, it's going to be like that, and then, or, you know what, someone just put a bug in my ear about X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I know we're Hex believers and all that, but in the background, we just going to do this. The Hex believer, that's just for show. It's a facade. In the background, though, among in the shadows, this is what's really going down. This is what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna run over anybody who goes against us, because we got the clout. We already built our popularity. We already built our fan base. So there's value there. There's power there. We're gonna bulldoze over anybody who goes against us. And on top of that, we're gonna do a crowdfund. We're gonna sacrifice. We're gonna do a sacrifice phase. Get the money, get paid that way too. I don't care if I don't have experience doing any of this. It's not about that. Don't you want to eat? You want to eat, right? So we're going to eat. We're going to copy paste. We're going to get some devs we know, whatever. Just make sure something gets done right. And we tell the world together with our fake social capital, these terms that people use to try to sound smart. Social capital, just following. That's all it is, a following. You don't even care about the reputation. It's just you got a following from being some kind of slithering amphibian. Hold on one second, man. Yeah. It's crazy. Could easily come up and devise a plan, create private groups, private chats, right? Draw up the schematics. Doesn't take much, folks. Doesn't take much. A lot of people are new coming in crypto, super excited, don't know anything don't know their butt cheeks from their elbows, know nothing. Are creating streams with the big thumbnails and big numbers, 10,000, 1,000x, and all this thing, to the moon, all kinds of stuff. Grab your attention. It's about grabbing your attention because that's valuable. Not only grabbing your attention, but molding your mind and what you're thinking so that you can now feel compelled to do something, or else you lose out. That's what you feel. Right? If you don't get in, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss out. It's disgusting. It's just what it is, man. A lot of it is unreal. You know, to the point where people are so affected by what's going on. I've even seen it on social media. People want to create lists to identify not only projects that have scammed or that have been so lackluster in performance and results and like too complicated to even want to engage in, right? You have OGs who argue with their community members or people in the community and tell them like they don't know what they're talking about, when it's like, yo, you used to have a different message 2-3 years ago, sir, ma'am. You had a different message to the people. Now it's, hey, such and such new token to the moon. You don't understand what you're talking about. I got more hex and pulse chain and pulse X than you. That gives me the right to talk about all my other. You've always had the right to talk about anything you wanted, but you were scared. You were scared to do that because when Richard was around, he would shame you and embarrass you. Just by unfollowing people, people would be so butthurt. It's not even funny. Folks would damn near cry, it seemed like, for a man unfollowing them. It meant the world to some of these people. Like, that's the stuff that, to me, that's just so absurd to me. You had no smoke. You had no courage to go against the grain when Richard was really streaming hard. All of a sudden now you beating your chest. You talking all this hot shit. All this wanna disrespect, wanna sound the board on all these other projects. Yeah. When the something's away, the mice will play, right? That's all that this is. People talk about, oh, there's a vacuum for leadership. They're just taking advantage of the vulnerable sensibilities of people who just are too afraid to learn, too afraid to build a strong foundation for themselves, too afraid to even believe in their own self-worth. How y'all look now, yo? Like, I remember with this guy, y'all went at so many people helmet for talking about other things and scamming and all that. Look what y'all did to Joker. Damn near, kicked him out of the community just like that for talking about some Saitama V3 or V2, whatever it was. He made that post on Twitter how he made $150, right? For talking about Saitama V. Yo, the community just flamed this guy, yo. Flamed him. Right? This was when? Last year. What? Spring of 22? April, May-ish? They flamed him. Same people flaming him today are doing the same thing damn near. Talking about other coins, other this. You know what I'm saying? Like, same people who talk shit about Joker. Not all of them, but some of your favorite of the favorite. And you're like, wow, yo. Now, I'm not making excuses for what that Joker did. I'm not making excuses. I'm just watching. I'm just like, what are y'all doing? I'm just looking at the hypocrisy. Because Daddy Richard was around. Nobody had the metal to do that. To just say certain things, because when he unfollowed you, you let it be known. Like, you're like, how sad, how strange is that? Oh, unfollowed. Could you please, like, I don't, you know what, man, I'm not trying. Shout out to y'all. I mean, but I don't know. That's weird to me, man. That's weird. I don't come from that. Maybe I'm not better than anybody here. I'd be damned if I'm gonna be crying for somebody on fire. Who cares, man? Who cares, man? What are you talking about? That makes a difference, such an impact in your life. You got other things to worry about, man. Somebody unfollowing you. So you see who's who. You see who's who. You see who's who. We all have some type of limitations, limited thinking, everything, limited being. We're not around here forever. Even though folks want to talk about life extension, technology, and longevity and all that, we're not here forever, man. We didn't create this expanse, this reality that we experiencing. We didn't create it. We're not here forever. In the meantime, in between time, while we're part of this revolutionary, game-changing, disruptive space, yo, do something good. Do something better. Do some, you know what I mean? to help people. No, no, no. They don't just want to just be villainous, wicked, evil. I'm telling you, like I've said this many times before, it's not kumbaya. None of this is kumbaya, man. You're dealing with corruption from all kinds of levels. You want to keep things as pure to you as possible, because once you take these chances, you don't think there's folks questioning what's going on with some Titan X? Like questioning, not questioning in a happy way either. Like questioning certain things, like yo, this and that. Just like folks are questioning everything else, and they want to flip it. Oh, this guy has a different name, or so did Richard. He had a different name. You know, just weird. You didn't have this bravado. You didn't have this energy when dude was streaming all the time last year. You didn't have this energy. You didn't have it. Why is it different now? That's why I can align with folks who just have been standard, keep the same energy. If you're a maximum dickhead, at least you've been a dickhead the whole time. If you upstanding, cool person, decent character, gentle cat, whatever, I could respect that, because that's what you've been the whole time. But this in-between fly-by-night, laugh in my face and then stab me in the back type thing, this is what you find here. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you believe in and who you follow and all of that. That's paramount. That's paramount. Yo, don't rock the boat. Just keep making the people dance. Keep making the people laugh. Yo, make the music. Just make music. Don't think for yourselves. Don't share anything. Why not? Because you're going against a grain. You're going against a different grain. You're going against a different problem. You're going against not even a problem. You're going against a situation that's causing people to think, to wake up and see things for what they are, and that's affecting the bread. That's affecting the money. You can't do that. They don't want you to do that. How do you think the cabal or these entities want to clamp down on crypto and take the power away for the people? Why do you think that even is? Because they see the control is being shifted elsewhere, not in their favor. So they don't want that. They don't want that. They want to continue to be ignorant or continue to clamp down, to force people to get scared and say, no, we're going to shut crypto down. Even to this day in 2023, these fools think they can still shut crypto down. How dumb. I mean, it is what it is. Like, again, do your own research. But really, this is what they're doing. And billions of people are buying into it. And that's going to be their loss. But those of us who know, we know better. It affects us differently. That's why you have to be responsible with what you do and how you purport, how you carry yourself, man. An ignorant person doesn't die the same as a person who knows. You don't die the same. It's different for those who know, you know? Many people here are foolish. That's why I'm like, I've been the way I am. Thankfully, there's some good people still around. There are some good people who are still around. And who still, doing what they do. And that's great. Because you have these other forces taking place that's just like, my goodness, man. If you're not careful, you find yourself doing something and losing everything that, because you didn't believe. You get yourself in a situation, you go invest in something, and then it's like all up in the air. So now you're supporting projects that have admin keys, right? It's weird. And full force, you can support a project. Everything is a risk. Everything is a risk. But to just Geronimo 100%. Oh yeah, admin key. Oh, you got admin keys. You got all this. This is the winner right here. This is how sway. You could never. It's like people when you ruin when you ruin almost like, depending on what fabric you come from or whatever, but I believe in your word, right? Because that's all a man really has. Yo. It's their word, their character, right? Their honor, their self-respect. They throw all that away for some money. You find that here, throwing all that away. Fake clout. Don't know how to manage their lives. So they find ways to continuously try to like pillage and extract value or scam or get involved with scams to fill their or satiate their selfish, greedy thirst. You see how some of them, they're like, yo, this bear market, oh, it's killing, we gotta make money this bear market, man. Meanwhile, you supposedly did very well in the bull run with Hex. So why are you scrambling now and launching shit to the people, acting like you doing something when all you're doing is filling up your pockets? And you're not being real that way, because you know if you were being real, nobody would buy into your. This is the thing about all this, man. I'm giving you a leverage trading platform. I'm giving you a platform that has nothing but admin keys that people could, Next thing you're going to hear is someone's going to create something that's completely centralized and tell you that's the best thing since sliced bread. Like, I don't, you'll be left, if you're not a thinking person, you'll be left lost. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Tin Top, Godfather, Doc Lover, Al Merlos. Shout out to all of y'all. Mickey, Prospector. I shared something a long time ago, and then throughout the years, I shared this time you're gonna see the worst come out of people, in the sense where people are just gonna try to tell you that there's opportunities that are out here so that you can give away what you work so hard to acquire. I wish I was wrong. I really wish I was wrong. Because more people that I would imagine have now I'm not gonna say, because I don't know, I didn't do the forensic chain analysis, but it's amazing. Ethereum, right? Like, think about it. Ethereum, OFAC compliant, censorship compliant, and people are just like, oh no, this is the greatest chain, this so much volume, this is where the money's at. A year plus later, never mind the fact that you mess around and you deal with a DApp that's been sort of like red flagged. They could just prevent you from using anything they desire, anything that these regulatory bodies or shadowy, weird overhead figures like OFAC and all them could just block you block your address, block you, keep you from doing whatever, because you did something they didn't want you to do on an Ethereum type project or whatever. They're in the pockets with these worldly oligarch entities like World Economic Forum, and that's celebrated. Like now, like, oh no, never mind. We understand Ethereum is what it is, but gonna launch something anyway, and it's gonna just boom, and everybody forget about certain things. Everybody forget about it. What if? Yeah, right? Imaginary horribles, all that stuff, but still. Like, what's going on here? Richard trolls, to me, in my opinion, he's a troll master. Richard Hart, troll master. Case in point, just this week, I would say, right? This week. Things happen so fast. A day is like a month in crypto. Just this week, he so-called changed his bio on Twitter. That he's not in any social media. He only communicates with people face to face, type something like that. And then what happened? The next day, psych, I lied. Issuing tweets back to back to back. I thought, and and people don't get it. And he plays with that, in my opinion. He plays with the people who are foolish, the quote-unquote dum-dums. They're not even outside the community. The people in the community, because everybody outside doesn't even know about this yet. Because the people inside the community were just like, yo, man, you scavengers. Bunch of scavengers, yo. One idiot, of course, once the whole ledger thing came out yesterday, one of your favorite, these other shady founders, all of a sudden he put flawless 100%. Like, to be sarcastic against because Ledger was saying something along the lines of, the library hack and this and that and whatever, and try to align the thing with Pulse X. And so, of course, one of your favorite antagonists, favorite founders who's an antagonist, had something slick to say, sarcastic, flawless, 100%, to go at Richie. And this is one of your esteemed leaders, these people that you praise, these people that you gave millions of dollars and sacrificed monies to, who don't hesitate. They don't hesitate to throw rocks at the founder. They'll throw rocks at him and talk shit behind his back on spaces that they don't record. Is who the public fantasizes over, fawns over. Why? Because you got a few people who spent those millions sacrifice and invested millions in the project. So they didn't want to see the sacrifice projects lose because their money's tied into those things. That's why they don't go against the hate that's being thrown at RH. They can't do it because their money tells them not to, because they put their money in those things anyway. Made pools and all that. For whatever philosophical differences you have with how he's ran things and that, you're not him. They're not him. They're not Richard. I don't care for a lot of things Richard has done, but I'm not going to dismiss the fact that he created this thing here that did incredible. I'm not going to dismiss the fact that he, conjured up this whole way where you could mint your own inflation, and how many other things have come to try to do the same thing. How many other founders think that they got the secret sauce and they could do something better? How many just point at him? They keep punching up. And he don't even care. He's not looking at them. They're not in his class. And they hate him for that. It's just evident. They vie for him to give them his validation, his approval. They vie for that. And when he doesn't, they talk shit. Maximum shit too. In secret. Oh, this is a safe public, this is a safe private group. You can vent and say whatever you want. About, oh yeah, sure, ha ha ha, he, ha ha, yeah, shit, fat man, this, or this and that, oh, when this, when that, when you gonna lose weight, this guy's ugly, he get no bitches, all kinds of shit, all kinds of wild shit. And then, cut on a stream, you see him on the stream and it's, oh, you know, staker class, 55, 55, hypocrite. Real shit. Real shit. And of course, you see, it never stops. Good people, thank you for rocking with me this long. Shout out to everybody in the chat and your sentiments. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, noon, night, wherever you are. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.